Hello again, gang. Welcome back to the channel. Jayhuahua here. It's another Football Manager 2023 experiment, and today we're looking at the European Golden Boys. It's 5 players that I've created, 5 different nationalities, both with the same position, ability, potential ability. Who will reach the pinnacle of European football? Who will win Ballon d'Ors? Who will win World Cups? If any. Let's jump in and find out. So, firstly, 5 different players, 5 different nationalities. We've got Stefan Spanish, Eddie English, George German, Francis French, and Ivan Italian. Lovely bit of alliteration as usual. Current ability 100, potential ability 200, centre forward, personality type mercenary. Yes, I've decided I want some mercenary attackers who are out for themselves with a bit of a shady personality. I always avoid players with mercenary personality, so I was interested because I've just turned down the opportunity to sign a player on the Oldham Days, my Let's Play on the channel. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out after this video, of course. I've just turned down the ability to sign a mercenary because I felt his wages and his fee was above where I was sort of willing to take a gamble because of his personality type. Had he been a model citizen, I'd have had him in so fast. What constitutes a mercenary personality? Well, of course, I've gone to some extremes here, but we've got 1 for loyalty. We've got sportsmanship down at 10, controversy at 10, dirtiness at 10. He's got good important matches, professionalism, pressure, ambition. I guess the thing that makes a mercenary, because they're out for themselves really, is low loyalty, high ambition, I guess. Adaptability is at 10, versatility is at 5. So yeah, that is where we're at in terms of these players. Without further ado, we're not going to mess around. We're going to jump forward 1 year to see where they all start off their careers. Obviously, it'll be in their home nations because of their age. So yeah, let's see where they go. So after 1 year, we have got Eddie English, who's gone to Man City. Francis is at Nice, George is at St. Pauli, Ivan at Genoa, do you know what I mean? Stefan, the only player to go abroad, is actually at Udinese, not gone to a Spanish team. And he hasn't improved 1 attribute point, still at 100. Stefan Spanish has not improved 1 attribute point. Played 18 times, started 18 times, sorry, for the Udinese under 20, whatever, I would expect. So Stefan hasn't improved at all. However, George, the St. Pauli, has improved the most, and I would say it's because he's got the most game time. 10 goals in 43 appearances for St. Pauli 2. What league do they play in? German Regional Division North, so they're not on the game, really. It's simulated season. Not the best return, really, for a striker. Francis for Nice. He's played for Nice too. He's actually played 3 times for Nice's first team, all of them off the bench. But he's also played once in the Cup off the bench and scored. Fair play. Ivan at Genoa hasn't played at all. Well, he has. He's got 23 in, we'll say 20 starts, 8 off the bench. So 23 and 28, which is really good going for the under whatever team. So he's not played at all, neither has Stefan. But yet, Ivan's improved by 14, Stefan hasn't. I'm unsure of why Stefan's not improved. And Eddie has gone to Man City, as I've already mentioned. He actually played once. He came off the bench once and came off the bench in the Cup as well. Playing 59 times, 23 of those off the bench for the under 18s, 29 goals. Would have liked a better return. Capped at under 20 level is George. Eddie, capped under 19 level. Ivan, under 20, Francis, under 20, and Stefan, capped at under 19 level. So they've all been capped at their respective youth international levels. So we're going to jump forward through 3 years now. We're going to get right into the meat and potatoes of this experiment and see what starts happening. I'm expecting some big improvements and some big transfers in this experiment. And I'm expecting some players to jump ship from some of the biggest teams in the world to some of the other biggest teams in the world. Don't be surprised if Eddie leaves Man City for like Real Madrid or PSG. I'm expecting it. I'm hoping for it. Let's go through 3 years. But before we do that, I will just quickly do a little public service announcement. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. It really helps the channel grow, and it helps the algorithm pushing the video out to you and more people. While you're here, like it, and yeah, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought or ideas for the future. Thank you very much. 3 years. Right, Eddie's still at City, and so he's at what? Right, sorry. Starting off, Ivan is wanted by Juventus. Genoa, he's got 1 cap and 1 goal for Italy, 421 goals and 821 caps. He's been bang average for Genoa. Do you know what I mean? Second time I made that joke. And it will not be the last unless he moves. Stefan, finally, God, he's kicked on. And he's now joint best At 147, Udinese, they played him 9 times off the bench in that second season before loaning him out to Heidenheim. Easy for me to say. I think I did all right there. That was pretty good. 14 in 33 for Heidenheim and 5 in 10 for Udinese. All of them starts in Serie B. Udinese went down and then they sold him for 10 million spondulis to Hoffenheim. 9 in 14, and he went in the January. So in this season, he's actually scored 14 in 23 starts, one off the bench, getting an average rating of about a 7.27, 7.28. So he's done very well, has Stefan. Fair play. He has also got himself an international goal in his only international cap. 70 grand a week as well he's on. 10 million pounds. What a move that was. Eddie English then, still at Manchester City. How are Manchester City doing with him? Well, they loaned him out to Rotherham. 15 and 39 for Rotherham. Not the best. And then he's gone back to Man City and he scored 2 coming off the bench 7 times. Man City keep doing this. They keep getting the players and they keep not letting them reach their potential. He will be out of Man City so fast. I hope he goes down to a mid-level Premier League team and then mercenaries his way out of that and gets up to another big team. They're all still mercenaries as well. George German, he's gone to Bayern Munich. Missed that. Eddie's not been capped by England. 11 in 14 at the under-21s. George German, Bayern Munich. We're all over the place. 5.25 million from St. Pauli. 2.8 cost so far, but it says 5.25, so maybe including add-ons. We'll see. Went to Bayern 2 after a decent season. A decent season. A decent start to the season. Another January signing. Again, January. Always January. 11 in 26 for Bayern 2, and then he came off the bench. And then, Bayern 2 again, 10 in 13. And now he's got 3 in 4 last season for Bayern Munich. And hopefully this season he kicks on a bit. He's at 139 out of 200. So I'm hopeful that he's going to get a bit more game time. Francis at OG Nice, unfortunately, hasn't improved as much as everyone else, which is unfortunate. And what's going on? He scored 3 in 27, 14 of those off the bench. 3 in 14, 13 of those off the bench. Not scored a lot of goals, has he? 3 in 20, that looks awful, doesn't it? One of them was a pen. Oh dear. Too many substitute appearances, Nice. Too many substitute appearances. Yavi Gracia is in charge of England. Yeah, we're doing it, gang. We're here. Ralph watch. Ralph, nowhere to be seen. Betty's in charge of Austria. Crystal Palace. Hired as the Palace manager in 2022. Got relegated. Got promoted. Championship manager of the year for Ralph. He's just been relegated again. Yeah, okay. Ralph watch is happening, isn't it? Right, we're 3 years in. So, where are we going to go from here? Another 3, 4, 5? We'll go 3. We'll stop in 3 more years from now in 2029. So here we are, we're back in 2029, and I am hoping something has happened. And stuff is happening. Big things are happening. Absolutely. Well, I say big things are happening. Eddie English at 22. Oh, they're becoming fickle, some of these chaps. Let's have a look. Attribute analysis. He's never been capped by England. 25 in 26 for the under-21s. And I'll tell you why. He's never playing. Coming off the bench a bit. Man City, let him go. At 22 years old, he is in danger of not hitting that. 99 grand a week as well. Never playing. They're never playing him. Disappointing. So, he's got a fickle personality. What's changed? His loyalty's up at 5. Adaptability up a bit. Ambition down a bit. Pressure, professionalism, sportsmanship, dirtiness. So he's improved his hidden attributes quite a bit. He's gone up from mercenary to fickle. So it's all happening over here. We've got Stefan has gone to Liverpool. Wow. £140 million Liverpool paid for him in January. Again, in January. Put that on a t-shirt. I'm going to get a little edited stamp to just say January transfer. Always January. Right. The Hoffenheim, 15.75 million was the total price that they paid for him. And then he got 21 in 34. And he was on 9 in 18 before he went to Liverpool for 140 million in January. 5 in 13, and then he's got 23 in 37 in a league winning season. So he's got 2 leagues under his belt because he would have got a Premier League win for this season that he arrived halfway through. So fair play to him. Man City haven't won it in 5 years. Simone Inzaghi's in charge. They've got 3 Champions Leagues though. Arsenal have won 1. Liverpool just came runner-up. Bayern Munich won 1 2 years ago. Does that mean that George German has won a Champions League? I think it probably does. But before we get to that, Ivan Italian has gone to Real Madrid. £300,000 a week he's on. He looks an absolute fantastic player. 14 and 22 for the Italian national team. He's moved for £97 million. Do you know what I mean? We're still beating that drum, and that's probably the last time we're going to be able to do it this experiment. So you can sit there comfortably knowing that that rubbish joke is not going to be made again. Do you know what I mean? So he moved from Genoa. He got 14 and 37. Do you know, he never set the world on fire at Genoa. Do you know what I mean? Oh, he's still going. Moved to Real Madrid for £97 million and got 25 in 29. Only 26 of those were starts. Unbelievable first season for them. And then he went on from strength to strength, actually getting more assists and player of the matches in his next season. 25 in 35. Worst goal to game ratio, but still did very well. And they've won the league both years he's been there. So that's winning the league twice. And the most recent season, we've got Jadon Sancho on a 7.7 over here, Vinicius Jr. on a 7.58, Ivan Italian 7.55, 25 goals, 9 ahead of Pedro, an unbeaten season, and Barcelona won the Champions League. We've already seen that, haven't we? Barcelona beating Liverpool. Unbeaten season. Wow. Look at the difference. Barcelona in second, 13 points clear of Atletico, 14 points behind Real Madrid. 27 points Real Madrid were inside the top 3. Fantastic. George then, an absolute steal for Bayern Munich. He was there 16 in 27 and he got 12 in 15 in continental competitions. So he really did help spearhead them to the Champions League trophy. 33 and 46, a great season. 15 and 29 in the league this season. Not the best. They did still win the league. Of course they did. It's Bayern Munich. Francis has gone to Liverpool from Nice. He said 121 million on that other screen. There you go. Got 6 and 7 for France as well. How's George doing? We got to look. 11 in 25. Not the best. Right, so Francis, after his awful season for Nice, where he got 3 in 27, he got 10 in 26. Bit better. Then he got 9 in 27. And then Liverpool, they've gone £105 million up front, and he's never started. Oh, sorry, he's made 2 starts in continental competitions, but he's made 22 appearances off the bench. Francis looks like he could be a bit of a waste of money for Liverpool. And we've already checked in on Eddie, who needs to get out of Man City quick. Well, we're at 22 years old now. We are closing in on some of these players getting to 200. And I think by the time we get back in 3 more years, we will be there. Stefan will, and probably Ivan as well. Maybe George. We will see. Don't think Francis is going to get there because he's probably going to be playing second fiddle to Stefan at Liverpool, unfortunately. Let's go through 3 more years then and see what happens. Before we do that, another Ralph watch. Oh, Graham Potter in charge of England. Javi Gracia resigned after winning the World Cup, and Graham Potter's been there ever since. It knows, doesn't it? It just knows. Ralph Hasenhüttl is still in charge of Crystal Palace, so he got relegated, and then he's just been promoted in 2028. So, Crystal Palace finished 12th under Ralph. Ralph got them to a 12th placed finish. 1 place behind Man United. Look at this. West Ham, Leeds and Villa taking some European places. Very impressive. Right. We are going to go through those 3 years now. They're all on international duty. And so 3 of them have got to 200 as predicted. Francis has become spirited. We'll have a look and see what's changed there. So Ivan at Bayern Munich. 45 in 57 for Italy. Ivan wasn't there. He was at Real Madrid. Wow, look at the profit Real Madrid have made. And I don't know whether it's worth it. He's ripped it up for Real Madrid for 3 years. £189 million. And he's gone to Bayern Munich, who, of course, have won the league every single year. So the season we were just last there, we've gone 3 years. Oh, sorry, no, he had 1 more season at Real Madrid, where we got 26 and 37. And then he's gone to Bayern Munich. Stefan at Liverpool, not setting the world on fire, if I'm being honest. And Man City have just won the league. George, 49 and 56 for Stefan. So George, 21 in 51, 25 in 51, for Germany. Bayern Munich have now got 2 of these superstars. And are they playing 2 up top? They're not. But he's still playing loads. So I'm confused. They must be having multiple systems where they're playing, because they're not coming on and off for each other loads. Only 34 games. Francis is still at Liverpool and is very much a bit part player. as we saw last time, he moved for £105 million. And in that time, he has made one start for Liverpool in the league, a handful of starts in cup and continental competitions. That was easy for me to say. And it seems like an absolute colossal waste of money, if you ask me. Eddie English, 4 caps for England, 0 goals. He's moved. He went from Man City, he went on loan to PSG, and now he's on loan at Porto, where he's got 22 in 25. He's finally been given the opportunity, but he is on his way back. Oh, hang on, his value's 41 million. He's transfer listed. Okay, very interesting indeed. Pep is in charge of England. Graham Potter resigned. Ralph Hasenhüttl's the manager of Peterborough. So he got relegated, and then he's gone to Peterborough, who are in the Championship. Okay, so 2 at Liverpool, 2 at Bayern Munich, 1 at City, who is loaned out but transfer listed. So it's going to be another 3. Let's go. I hoped this would be a short video, but I've just had so much fun with it, and it's just rumbled on. It's happening. Right. Francis has left Liverpool and he's gone to Barcelona. He's up at 172. Ivan and George are still at Bayern Munich. However, George, transfer listed by request for £115 million. Hang on, the personality over here is professional and spirited. We forgot to look at Francis. Let's have a quick look now. Loyalty at 4, ambition at 14. When I look at a player and I see fickle personality, I think, that's not very good. But to be fair, it moved from mercenary to fickle. You look at Eddie English, who is now at Chelsea, wanted by Leeds. So if we look here, good ambition, good adaptability, good pressure, good professionalism, good temperament, sportsmanship's okay, great consistency, great important matches. Like if that's your fickle personality, I'll take it. But while we're here, £43 million he left. So he moved on loan to Chelsea for £1.1 million, where they played him off the bench 17 times and he scored 3 goals. And Chelsea then decided to make that permanent for £43 million, where he 19 times off the bench, once 1 start this most recent season, 15 times off the bench, 2 starts. He has been a sub merchant as Eddie. George, clearly not playing as often as he'd like. Still getting 20 odd starts a season. Feels it's time to move on for a new challenge. Concerning the amount of first team football that he's been playing. That's probably because Ivan has been playing more often. 67 and 88 for Italy. But he doesn't look like he has. He's played a lot. But I feel like George has played maybe second fiddle, but he's still played a hell of a lot. Still getting 20 plus appearances a season. And when you're a team as prominent and as good as Bayern Munich, you need a squad. You don't need an 11. Francis then, he left Liverpool for £81 million. That's a £24 million loss for Liverpool. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not surprised. He was just constantly a sub. He's gone to Barcelona and he's actually played 15 and 27. 21 of those were starts and 18 and 29 with 24 being starts. And he's won the league. He won the league here in 2033-34. Fair play to him. Liverpool have been winning the Premier League. Bayern, of course, winning the Bundesliga. Real Madrid have won the last 3 Champions Leagues and Bayern 2 before that. But it's very clear to see who is having the better careers of it up to this point. I think from my perspective, I'd say Stefan and Ivan have had the best careers so far. At 28 years old, we are rumbling on in this video. I'm going to push forward now I'm going to jump forward 4 years to the 32, which is the penultimate stop. Okay, we've got George never left Bayern Munich. They've all started to decline. Model professional for Stefan. Stefan's got himself to being a model professional. Right, absolutely ripping up at Liverpool. Francis, still at Barcelona. He's unhappy. Failing to challenge for the Champions League. Oh, sorry, they won the league. They didn't win the Champions League. Right, so let's look at George. Sorry, let's look at Ivan first. 104 and 134 for Italy. 24 games, some of them off the bench, but yeah. So just last 4 years, he's basically played 30, 30, 28, 24. George, on the other hand, yeah, again, still up there in terms of how much they're playing. It seems like they're playing just one forward. So I'm at a loss how they're managing to do it. Francis, as we said, unhappy at Barcelona. He has done pretty good for Barcelona since he arrived. Playing a lot of games, scoring goals, doing what he's meant to be doing. Stefan, as we've seen at Liverpool, is just, I'm going to say it, underwhelming. 200 out of 200 current ability. He's got 16, 18, 24. That's a great season. 24 and 37, but still I'd want more. That's a great season, 28. But look at this, not scoring 20 goals in a Premier League season. For me, for a team that is walking the league. In the last decade, they've won it 8 times. Leeds have come runner-up. Hang about. Leeds lost on goal difference to Liverpool. I can't believe it. Oh, Leeds. Leeds. Oh, Man City lost the last game of the season. Hang about. Man City lost to Derby, and I was going to say, Eddie English is playing for Derby. How good would that have been if Eddie had scored for Derby, which made Man City lose out on the league title? Because these Liverpool and Leeds were on 72 points for the last day of the season. Speaking of Eddie, he's at Derby. He's moved from Chelsea for £12 million. 1 goal for England in 9 caps. He's only just moved. So he's moved this summer. 22 appearances for Chelsea off the bench. 16, 10, 20. 2 starts there, 1 start. So Chelsea paid £43 million for him, having loaned him in and not started him once. And he started 3 times in 6 years. Look at that for a record. Oh, it's awful, isn't it? So many substitute appearances. He's now at Derby. Can he do something at Derby at the ripe old age of 32? Well, we're going to the end of the careers now. This is it. We're the final stop. But as he left the building, Ralph Hasenhüttl's left the building. Probably never managed England. Quick look. John Dyche in charge of England. And yes, as expected, no Ralph. Paulo Wanchope. Blast from the past. A bit of Premier League years. He's won the Euros with England as well as old Paulo Wanchope. How does the Derby manager in 2025? Right, I'm going to go through to the end of the careers. I'm going to jump forward through, and as players disappear, we'll cover them and we'll keep going until the others go. You know the drill by now, gang. Right, they're all still there in 2042. Right, George retired, still playing for Bayern Munich, and he was still repping it up for Bayern Munich. I'm not going back again. He did very well, 328 and 449 for Bayern Munich, an absolute superstar for the club. Ivan is retiring, so Bayern Munich have lost both in the space of 2 years, where he has, again, been an absolute superstar for them. Although he's scored less and less as the years have gone on. Maybe he's been playing in the number 10 role. Maybe? I don't know. 129 and 177 for Italy. 115 and 172 for George. A very good return. In terms of the other players, well, it looks like they're still going. Stefan, still at Liverpool. Still not scoring as many goals as I think he probably should have done. I mean, got 354 in 686. I'm disappointed with that. 149 and 170 for Spain. That's more like it. Francis is actually leaving Barcelona. 117 and 154 for France. He's leaving to join Villarreal. He's had a poor season there. Slipping a bit. So Barcelona won it twice, 5 and 4 years ago respectively, then Sociedad and then Real Madrid the last 2. So slipping away there in terms of the Bundesliga. Dortmund have snuck in with a couple. Eddie is leaving Derby, and please don't say it. Finally getting some game time under his belt. Bloody hell. Finally some starts. But he's slipping back into substitute territory. And here he is, sub-merchant again. I'm going to tell you now, Eddie's retiring. His contract's expiring. I'm going to go forward 1 more year and he'll be gone. Guaranteed. 1 in 9 for England. Easy to say Eddie's had the worst career out of everyone. Started out at Man City. Just saying. We're going to go forward 1 more year to 2044. Ivan's retiring. Eddie almost certainly will retire. I'll be shocked if he's somewhere else. I wouldn't be surprised if any of the others are all gone as well. We will see. Well, one of them is gone to Villarreal. Yeah, they're both retiring now. Oh, Eddie went to Grenoble. That is surprising. He went to Grenoble and, he played 27 times, 24 of them as starts. 9 goals. He had the ability. Look, he went to Porto in 2031-32 and scored 22 and 25. Why Man City then didn't give him a chance? No, they just sent him straight back out on loan to Chelsea, and Chelsea never really gave him a chance either. No one gave him the opportunity. Francis has played for Villarreal. He's bit part player, and they came second behind Real Madrid, so he's helped them to a second place finish. Leeds have won a couple of Premier Leagues. Go on, Leeds. And they've won a couple of Champions Leagues. Go on, Leeds. Dortmund have won a few. Bayern have won a lot. The George and Ivan being at Bayern Munich, I mean, in terms of the German league, they've won a lot there, but I mean, to be fair, the German league has actually really gone from strength to strength because Dortmund have got 3 Champions Leagues and have won some domestic German trophies as well. So I would say, I mean, the Bundesliga has got itself up into second. Was it a second at the start? I don't know. Can't remember the way round it all is, to be honest. But Dortmund have just won the most recent as well. Dortmund in the last, 7-8 years have won 3 Champions Leagues and 3 Bundesligas. So I'm very impressed with that. Very impressed indeed. Bayern Munich have also won 3 Champions Leagues. Inter most recently. So I think, is it time for internationally? Okay, so France won World Cup in 2022. I'm not sure Matey Boy would have been there for that. He probably definitely wasn't actually, about what, 3 months in at 15? No, he wasn't. England in 2026, sadly, Eddie barely ever played for England, so he didn't win it with them. 2030, I'm telling you now, Ivan would have absolutely ripped it up in that tournament. Top goal scorer, golden boot. There he is, Ivan, with 8 in 7. Wow, Stefan, 8 in 3. Bloody hell. George German for Germany, twice the golden boot winner when they won the tournament, beating France in the final both times. So neither of them scored in the final there in 2034. And in 2038, it was, again, wasn't George or Francis who got themselves on the score sheet. So from my point of view here, I'd say Ivan and George have probably had the best careers overall domestically. Internationally, Germany have just snuck an extra World Cup, so George is probably sneaking it right now. Belgium, Portugal, France, England. So France running up twice and winning it there. The Francis has had a reasonably good career, but he was below. He was off the pace. He never got to 200, did he? So I would say it's between Ivan and George. Stefan, unfortunately, has not won anything with Spain, so he's out the running, really. Footballer of the year, then. This is where it all comes to it. And, well, it's comprehensive, isn't it? George has got a couple late on in his career. Well, I'm sorry, 9 in a row for Ivan. 9 in a row. And the golden ball, yeah, George got 3, to be fair, and Ivan got 5, 6. So, Ivan, Italian, who is an unemployed manager with some of the worst attributes I've ever seen for a member of staff. He's now a model professional. He has taken this experiment, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've had a good time. I've had a lot of fun making this one. I love following the narrative and the stories of certain players, and putting a few of them in different nations was fantastic. I think we're going to do this again, but maybe with some lesser nations and some other different nationalities as well. But let me know your thoughts and ideas of how to improve this for another part, in some other capacity, or any other ideas that you've got in general. I'd love to hear them. Like I said earlier, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel and drop a like on this video. It means a hell of a lot. But most importantly, take good care of yourselves, gang. I'll see you soon.